Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. Today I want to talk about money, or more particularly, the best two things that money can buy. The best two things, the first two things that you should spend your money on when you start making more money and you've got extra money to spare. And this is coming from experience. I've had ups and downs in my life, times where I've been making money faster than I could possibly spend it. I've also had times where I've been so broke I couldn't afford to buy food. I couldn't afford to pay for my own rent. So I know what it's like on both ends of the spectrum. Now, before I tell you what these two things are, let's first talk about what you shouldn't spend excess money on. When you start making good money, let's say you get a promotion in a job or wherever it's coming from, the tendency for most people is to go and spend it on material goods like fast cars or holidays or things like that. And those are all good things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't treat yourself and spend your money on things that are going to make you happy. But the two most important things, I think, are number one, buying back your time, and number two, freeing up your mind. Let me explain what I mean by that. When I say buy back your time, most of your day, most of everyone's day is spent doing trivial, menial things that take up a lot of time but really don't contribute much. They don't contribute much to your happiness, to your well-being, to your ability to generate extra income. They really just take up a lot of your time and don't have much return at all. And so the sooner you can get those things off your plate and free up your time, the better. Let me give you an example. Do you right now clean your own house? A lot of people watching this right now are going to say yes. They mop their floors, they dust their own furniture. If you can afford to hire someone else to come in once a week to clean your house so you don't have to worry about it, you should do that as soon as possible. And I'll tell you why. Number one, it's going to give you more time. It's going to give you an extra couple of hours minimum every single week. And with that extra time, you can spend that however you want. You can spend that to relax, rejuvenate your mind. You could watch Netflix if that's your thing, if that recharges you. You could go out, you could go to a nice restaurant, you could treat yourself. But that extra time that you have in your week to nourish yourself, to recharge, that's going to make you so much more productive in many other areas. Now, of course, you can do those things. You can also put that time back into generating additional income in your career. So for example, you could work on getting another promotion. You can come up with new ideas that are going to get you to the next level in your job. The next example, shopping. Right now, are you doing all of your own grocery shopping? Are you running errands to go and buy your groceries, your bread, your milk, all of that every single week? If you add up all the time you spend doing that, it's usually hours. So for example, here in Costa Rica, if I go and do my grocery shopping like I did this afternoon, it's going to take hours because I have to drive somewhere, there's lines, things move a little bit slower. Now, I still do it every so often because I enjoy it, and I'm not saying you should not do anything like that, but my point is, as soon as you start making additional income and you have a choice on where does that money go, if you can free up your time by offloading certain things like shopping, cleaning your house, doing administrative things that you don't need to be involved in, it's always a great place to spend your money. It's going to free up your time. And time, let me tell you something. I'm in my young 30s. Most of you watching this now, you're either going to be around my age group, you might be older. There might be some people in their 20s watching this too. But every passing year, I appreciate the value of time. And so whenever I can free up my time, that's always my priority number one. Now, the second thing that you should spend your money on is freeing up your mind. And that's kind of related to the first one, but let me explain. So when I say freeing up your mind, we all have things that are running through our mind every waking hour. And our brains, yes, they can process multiple thoughts and we can be thinking about different things at the same time. But the way that our brains work is in our conscious mind, usually we can just think of one main thing. So if we're thinking about, oh, I've got to remember to call this person, then I've got to run to the bank, and then, oh yeah, I've got that appointment at 4 p.m. I can't be late for that. Oh yeah, I've got this other thing I've got to do as well. I've got to respond to that guy by email. If your mind is always going around in circles, thinking about all these little things that you have to do, little errands that you have to run, it's not thinking about those higher leverage activities. It's not thinking about the higher leverage things. So in my 20s, as soon as I started making half decent money where I had a little extra and I could afford to spend it on either material goods or something else, That was one of the first things I did. I got myself a personal assistant and I offloaded that kind of work to my personal assistant. I said, okay, I want you to take care of this now. So if I had to book a flight, I didn't want to spend 2 hours looking for the best route to get to the other side of the world and trying to get the best price looking on Expedia. I would give that kind of work to my personal assistant, and she was great at that. But now I had an extra 2 hours of time. Another example, if there was a meeting that someone wanted to book with me to talk about something to do with work, but I didn't really need to do that call, someone else could do that call, then that was the first thing I did. I would push that call to someone else who could handle it, who I was paying from the extra bit of income I was making. And now I had free time. I didn't have to get stuck on a meeting for an hour because someone kept talking in circles and just using up a lot of time. So this is all about freeing up your mind so that you've got more inner peace, you've got a more tranquil mind to just think about things that are important to you, things which are going to move your life forwards, innovative ideas, innovative solutions that you can use at your work, in your life. Freeing up your time and freeing up your mind, those are the first two areas where you should spend any extra income that you're generating. So that's something for you to think about. I hope you got some value out of this, and I'll see you tomorrow.